Hello everybody, this is Josh Explore Place, and today we continue to grow, expand, and improve our city of New Paris in Cities Skylines 2 in this episode number 13. Previously, we built this college, and today we'll try to figure out what kind of trouble we can get into. Enjoy. I believe that we got a handle in this on this intersection. I think it's working pretty well. We have traffic on this avenue, which is Butler Street, and almost no traffic on Cooper Street, but that's fine. Again, we don't have that much stuff linking it to here. And I think we are having success with this college. You know, we have 1,800 people enrolled. And if we look at our education, we have 4,200 eligible, so at least half. That's fine. And we do have proper public transportation for them to get here. Right? We do have to improve this. And I do believe that somehow we need to continue this road, have it turn to the right, go this way, and then get to connect to this other avenue. It's gonna be Elk Street. That way we have a really nice avenue that goes all the way from here to here, and then it continues. So it's gonna be a great avenue, and hopefully it's gonna help us either place a subway line or maybe a tram line. I think that's just gonna be very helpful. So this was condemned. Is there a reason why? No. And that's about it. So again, maybe we can try to figure this out. So we're gonna have to dezone some of these buildings, and I think our best option is gonna be to dezone all of these ones. So let's see if we can do it. There you go, like this. I'm sorry, but I'm in a domain. And maybe have a little cul-de-sac in here. And it's gonna destroy them, but yeah, people are gonna build again. Right, and just for right now, let's delete this. And in here we have a regular 4-lane road. And that's so we should continue. Let's just do it from here. Let's do a little bit of curve. We go over it. I think that's good enough, right? I think we could improve it, so let's try to make it just a little bit better. That way it doesn't look that weird. So let's see. Do this. We can try to do this 4-lane arch bridge, and yeah, I think that's gonna work. Yeah, we can work with that. Okay, so let's pause the game and let's delete all of these, and let's continue tracing our road. Just a little bit more. This, and there you go. I think that's gonna work great. And now we have to do our connection with this road. So we're just gonna continue this road a little bit, and then we're gonna curve it. I don't know why sometimes it's just acts so weird. There you go. And I think that's gonna work great. We're gonna take off the light. And let's make sure that we have all of these other snapping tools. Right, so let's let her run. And I think we should be able to continue this road here, right? I think that's gonna be fine. And we can add a couple more homes here. Can we do? No, we can't. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add just a walkway here, here, and then here as a way to divide these two areas. And yeah, this is gonna work great. Okay, let's take a look at what type of zone this is. This is low density detached housing, so that's what we're gonna do. Low density detached, so that's the regular one. I left this like this because I do think we can put a little urban pocket park. I think that's gonna be great. And let's try to see if we can do these surfaces a little bit better. I think that's gonna work great. And I do think that works a little bit better. I think that's what we should start doing with most of our builds in here. Try to add a little bit more quote-unquote beautification. I think it's gonna work and look really, really nice. And as we can see, they are already using this road. The only thing that I'm a little bit concerned is the fact that I hope that people don't take this avenue, right, which is all of this all the way here, instead of taking this highway. I think that's gonna be the thing that we need to look into to make sure that they're not doing that. But otherwise, I think this is gonna work really, really nice and really, really great, because it's gonna connect now all of this together. I think it's working really great. And maybe just for right now, we can add a forestry zone, which I don't think, yeah, we have, but it's generating not enough. Again, I don't really think we're gonna be able to generate as much of grain, vegetables, and cotton as we might need. Livestock is a different thing because it doesn't require to have the agricultural zone available. So I think that's fine, but we will have to designate maybe an area, maybe in here, that we can designate it for livestock and agriculture. We have a little bit of agriculture in here, so that's gonna work. That's gonna work fine. So again, I think that we can do a little bit of forestry in here on this side, and I think this is gonna work great. Again, we still have to figure out how we're gonna do our trains, right? That's for a later episode.
Yes, in the short term.
I like the sound of
And I
that.
think this is
What
gonna
we are
be
discussing is the study of a statistical abstraction and its effect on the human.
this is gonna be good enough
It is a question of priorities.
for now, because we will have to zone this as something that actually generates some money. Maybe we can do
It means we're not
some
running things close enough.
mixed buildings in here, and I think that's what we're gonna do right now. This is gonna be
You could
our
almost say
German
it's too much of a good thing.
area. So let's try to define it here.
Enjoying a positive trade balance, and the economy is booming.
All right, it's gonna be our German crossing. And what do I mean by that? That basically we're only gonna build, or we're only gonna zone these German from this German pack, and the only thing that we have from this German pack, at least from these zones, are the medium density housing and the mixed housing. We also have some schools. We also have, fire stations, police stations. So that's what should be able to help us build that a little bit better. But we do have to figure out where we're gonna put these water pump stations, and I think that this would be a great area to move them around. First of all, we're gonna delete this because nobody's gonna be using them, right? As we discovered in our previous episode, as opposed to the one before, where I complained that we didn't have anything, we didn't get any benefit from these piers. Apparently we do. With the parks, as you can see in here, it is considered a park, and there's nobody here yet. But in our video where we were working on this area, we did see some people going in here. It doesn't add anything for tourism, which I do believe that not adding anything for tourism for the quays and these piers, as I mentioned before, is a bit of a mistake. So we'll see how that works out in the future. Hopefully they can do something a little bit better. And let's see. Let's first of all put a couple of roads. I think I'm gonna do it in here. Right, I think this is gonna work well. And do this. Right, I think that's gonna be fine. That way we can move our pumping stations here and here. Let's also make sure that we have enough water. Yeah, we do have enough water, and sewage treatment, so we're fine with that. Same thing in terms of electricity. We're producing a lot, and we're actually selling all our excess electricity, so that's great. And with garbage, again, we're doing great. We don't have any issues with garbage except these ones, and I do believe that it's because they're far away. They're the furthest away, but I do think that there is an issue with the US Southwest Elementary School. There might be, maybe not a glitch, but maybe the way that it's programmed. In another city that I have, there's always a lot of trash in here. As you can see, the garbage produced is, or the garbage that it has is 53,000 tons, I'm assuming. Or let's say that's a lot of tons, right? But more than likely that's what it is. And sometimes it has a hard time getting rid of all the garbage that it has. So it might be the fact that we put a lot of these annex buildings, and these annex buildings have 750 students, which again, this is a great building if you have space to add a lot of capacity for schools. And actually I think we can build another one Or we could have done another one here. I think we can still do it, but that's fine for now. So that's something that we need to consider and keep a look at, just to make sure that it's not gonna mess it up. So I think we should be, again, we should be fine for now. And oh yeah, let's go back here. Let's delete this. Let's keep the road. And I am going to continue the key that is here. And I'm gonna delete all this. And let's see if we can continue all the way there. So let's go into, again, our landscaping tab. We're gonna go to pathways. Oh, sorry. We're gonna go to roads and then to keys. And yes, at first we're gonna have a regular road, but this is gonna give me a little bit of trouble. So let's see if we can continue just a little bit. Yeah. Or maybe just let's go straight. A little bit more. And maybe turn around. Oh. Maybe turn around. Let's keep it that way for now. Let's also continue in here. And I think this is gonna be great. And you know what? Let's see if we can continue all of these up until this little roundabout. I think that's gonna work great. So let's also change this road into a pedestrian road. And again, this is a little bit weird, so let's try to make it work. Right, again, I don't know why this happens, but it does. So let's do this. Right, and at least this area is looking pretty good. Let's do this, and I think we're gonna have issues in here. If not, that's where we're gonna end up, I think. Yeah, maybe let's not try to push it. And let's continue this key. Here, right? And there you go. And we'll put a little blue roundabout in there. And also we're gonna do, so I don't know where all these people are going, but that's fine. And then we're gonna do a little road that goes from here to here, right? Yeah, that's fine. And also we're gonna put a little blue roundabout. And the reason I'm doing this is so that we have access into this area. I think that's gonna work really well. And maybe, might be a little bit of a crazy idea, but maybe we can actually have a tram that goes around just like in here, and that it crosses just to have people be able to cross, or to not have to cross walking in here, right? Maybe we can do that in a bit, but we have to figure out how this is gonna work out. I think that's looking really nice. Let's try to figure out where these people are going. If I can, there you go. I mean, they're going to this side, so it's fine. maybe later we can try to do. It's gonna be difficult, but we're gonna have to figure out if we want to have another connection from this highway onto this other highway. I think that might be helpful. We might be able to do a tunnel. So like for example in here, this can go into a tunnel, and we can have exits that go into the roundabout. And then we can have the tunnel exit maybe here, and then just join this highway. Of course, we have to redo the highway later, because we know for sure that we're gonna need another connection in here. So this is where the highway connection is gonna go, where this is gonna split. We're gonna have a T connection more than likely, and then this is gonna cross the river and it's gonna join the highway in here. And this one might actually continue going this way. I think that can work. Again, sometimes traffic just gets crazy, and I feel like every single time that you load your city, things are gonna change, right? Because of the logic, because of the economy, any updates that might have happened or not. So I think that's always an issue. As you can see in here, of course we have people trying to cross the roundabout that are basically gonna go into this other side, right? But it's working, so I think that's completely fine. So let's continue with our road. So let's do that here. And let's just get it together. Maybe we can just delete this so we have a nicer connection. There you go. Let's try to see what else we can do. So again, we have to do smaller blocks, because that's how things work better with all the other zones, right? Like we need to have smaller zones, so like this. And let's just start doing a test. So we're gonna do mixed housing in here. And the idea is like that, for example, you're in a just regular city, right? And you have this really nice river. And of course you don't have a beach or anything to go to, right? But you have this key that you can walk and, go to a little ice cream shop and get some ice cream from, and just spend your afternoon there with your significant other or with your family or with whoever you want to. And also, there's gonna be people that want to live here, like these people that want to live by the river, and it's completely fair. Just like what we did in here with our French area. I think this looks really cool. Again, besides actually having, and we're gonna do it in this area to show you, besides actually having to place surfaces, I do wish that in between buildings we will have concrete, right? Instead of just this greenery, which most of the time doesn't make sense. So we're gonna have another road go from here to here, and then maybe like this, or like this, and maybe just a little walkway. And that's gonna work great. Another one here. So what is it that we're gonna do in here? We're gonna do the surface, and we're gonna do just the regular. You know what? Let's do this. Let's do this tile surface for now. Right? I think this is gonna work. We'll try to figure out how it's gonna work, right? We'll try to figure out if it's worth it. Put the extra little effort, although. There you go. So what's gonna happen is that we're gonna continue to add mixed housing in here. And in here we're gonna add mixed housing because we have traffic in here. So I believe that whenever you have traffic, it's okay to put mixed zoning so that you have commercial areas. Let's try to see what else we need to do in here while we wait. That's completely problematic. I hate that. And once again, so let's do that again. I don't like the fact that it's giving us 6 and then 2 in here. I wish it would just do even things. So what we're gonna do is that we are going to do this, right? Well, let's just not do this one. And once again, let's try to do a surface. So in this case, you know what, let's just try everything. You know, it's gonna destroy our buildings, it's fine. No big deal. But everything's gonna look a little bit better. Hopefully, right? Maybe, hopefully. There you go. And you know what? Let's add this park in here. Can we do it? Yeah, we can do it. So let's just add the walkway into this park here. And this one is here. Sure. Okay. And let's add. We're gonna add more mixed housing here. And we're just gonna do. Let's just add another little road in here. And we're gonna add just regular medium density, German medium density in here. And let's just add a little park maybe in here. Yeah, we can because we're printers. So let's try to see how this develops. And let's try to see if it's worth it. So we'll see. And I do think that this is developing rather nicely. And when we start developing this other area in just a bit, we'll change the color of the surface. As you can see in here, this looks rather nice. And maybe something that you would actually see in a German city. Or maybe this is too bright. Right, because we're using this one. On this one, we're gonna try to do this tile surface. Right, but I honestly think that this looks rather nice. It looks really, really cool. And again, adding these surfaces, I think that makes this game a little bit better. You know, the little things that they've added. You know, I think it's been for the better. For example, the keys, um, and the everything that they've added. Right, it's working to make the city better or your building experience better, and try to make you have the cities that you actually want to build. You know, when you have these keys, you're basically doing something that, you know, a lot of European cities do have. These really nice roads where people walk and people, you know, spend their time their afternoon, like I just mentioned. You actually have also now the piers that, again, people like to go to and fish. I don't like this is going. Oh, we'll fix it in a bit. And now being able to add the surface and allow the buildings to build up, I think that is very, very, very nice and allows for a different type of look. Again, we can compare the French one that we have in this area, and we have also Germany here. But you can see how much realistic, in my opinion, it looks. And I think that's something that's working really, really well for this game. I think Fences did something similar in Cities Skylines 1, and I do hope that we can get Fences. But I do believe that at least having this makes the game a little bit better to detail, right? To add more detail for us. I think that it does help. So that's something that's really, really cool. And that, again, I do believe that it helped the game. It's not making it a perfect game, but I do believe that it's making it a better game. So now we're gonna add, and in here we have to be very careful because, again, things get a little bit finicky, and you have to be very specific as to where you want this to go. The surface, the area where you're placing the surface, because you don't want it to mess up anything else that you might have in mind. I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna end it here. Okay, so I think this is gonna look a little bit better. But again, we can say that this was the old part of town, this one, because, you know, it's a little bit darker, so all the material has, you know, been worn out a little bit, and this is the newer part of town. And let's add, maybe we can add another little park in here. And can we add this? This is too big. Let's see. Let's see what we can add. Let's add the urban bucket park. Is there something that's 3x3? I wish we could have the sizes put in the descriptions, right? It's I think it's a good idea to say, hey, you know, this is a 3x3, this is a 2x2, 2x3, and we can do this. Yeah, this should be good enough. And in order to help in here, we're gonna have a little pier. So let's see. This is too much, so we need to lower this. And I think this is gonna be great. Oh, there you go. And then we're gonna do, let's do 43 yards, which I think should be fine. There you go. And yeah, that looks really, really nice. let's imagine that there's some boats in here. You know, we had an asset in City Skylines 1 that had the boats. Let's just imagine that. And in here, I think we can do the same thing. So let's do it before we let this, we zone this. So again, 60. It's gonna be 35.
Please exercise caution if you must drive,
And
try to stay off the streets until
35, 30.
conditions improve. This has been a local public service
Let's add a couple of mailboxes. Let's put here, here, and one here.
All right, everybody. You're
I don't know where
listening
these people want to go
Brash
on.
on the Alice Brash Show. And I'm Sarah.
So we'll see. Are we needing? We have enough parking in here. That's also something that I don't understand. I don't know why people park, don't park where you have the parking lot. So we're gonna put
This just in
a
for
free
traffic.
parking lot
If you're
here
thinking about hitting the street,
next
you can
to
expect delays
next to
on
the
major
park. So
roads,
we don't have
especially
this
during rush
open.
hour.
So let's
Good
open
to
it.
know, Jim. Seems like everyone is in a hurry to
Right.
get somewhere fast.
So we're gonna
It's worth
do
slowing
that
down. And if you can, plan your trip outside
like
the village.
this.
Oh,
And we're
well,
gonna make sure
I'd
not
rather
to
wait an
charge
hour in
anything
traffic
so
than
that
have to
people
start
can
thinking about
actually
it
use
all
it.
the time.
And when
Besides,
I
if
have
did that, I'd never get anywhere.
a parking lot or something where cars will go into it, and I know almost all of the, well, not a lot, not all of them, but a lot of the buildings will have this, right, an entrance. I do like to have the white sidewalk. However, in here we do need to change this into to have both trees and
Interrupt
grass.
this program to bring you a special news bulletin.
And
Heavy
I
storm is
think we
approaching
have
the
to do the
city,
same
and the
thing
likelihood
here. I don't know,
of
we
hail
haven't
is
done
very
that in
high.
this area.
Traffic slowdowns and
For
damage
these,
to
we're
crops and property are
just,
expected.
let's
Citizens are
just
advised to
have,
remain indoors until the situation passes.
oh, this one has 3, okay, asymmetrical, okay. And here we're just gonna have that, but in this area we are gonna add the trees. And the trees again. And then we're gonna have the grass on the side. I think that looks great. And it also helps, like for example in here when you have these bus stop, it actually allows for the bus to have its own little area, its own little lane, which is great because that way you don't have a you don't start having traffic behind the bus that's just in here. Let's see, how is this route doing? It's doing 42. It's doing great. So again, that's something that we need to look into for later. And in here, people are going into this parking, which is great. Hopefully we can have all of these people do the same thing. And like for example, when you have a medium that has the trees and the grass, you don't have that. And we're gonna change it here so you can see you don't have that possibility of having that little space for the buses to go into. So we're gonna change this into just regular 4-lane road, right? And as you can see in here, it works great. But, and I'm gonna show it really quick. Let's say that you have a 4-lane divider road, so we're gonna build it in here. And you do have trees on the sides. Then whenever you place a bus stop or a taxi shelter, you will have this space going for them in here. So that's actually pretty good. Unfortunately, you don't have anything in the middle. And I know, and we're gonna unlock it just for the sake of it. I know we don't usually do a lot with these larger roads because I think they're too big, they're too much, right? It acts different, you know, with this. So whenever we start building some of that, we can take a look at it. So before we finish this video, we're gonna pause this really quick, and we are gonna add our German mixed housing in here on this side, and not in here. In here we're just gonna do regular medium density, and from here we're gonna take a look and see. You can already see there's people walking on a really cool road, pedestrian only road, and we'll see how this develops. And I think this is developing rather nicely. Of course, we gotta let the game do its thing. But as you can see, it does give it a different look. And I actually prefer the lighter tone for this. But we do have a lot of space by our river. And we will definitely replicate this as many times as we want, especially on this side, on the south side, because on this northern side we have higher terrain, so that's not gonna really allow us to do anything. But in here I think this is just great. Before we finish, I do think we need to add we can add we don't have a German building for a health clinic or a hospital, but we still have the Europe, the French, and the UK. So let's see if we can find something that seems a little bit appropriate, but I think we're gonna place it in here. And I do feel like I need to continue this road. But let's see if we can smooth the area a little bit more. And that's sometimes I honestly, and again, this is a situation for which we have to talk about it in a different video, but I feel like there's not enough like in here, there's not enough extra content added here. There's not enough DLCs for this game yet, and I think we still need to have something that gives more. You're gonna say yes, we have the content creator packs, but remember that City Skylines 1 is still getting a lot of stuff as DLCs, but again, that's for later. So let's see if we can do the French Medical Center. Is that gonna be good enough? It has 5 ambulances. Again, we're gonna do the French and put in a hospital. I think that's too much. It would definitely be too much. So let's see if we can do this Eastern Europe. I think this is gonna be fine, and it's gonna be great in front of the college. And again, this is developing rather nicely. Let's see if we can extend all of these in here. right? I think it's gonna be fine. And let's see if we can extend this here. Nope. Oh, we can do this. There you go. And we can extend this here. This here. So this is looking rather nicely. Again, I'm glad we're able to do this, but I wish it was a little bit better, a little bit different. Right, so that's that. We can also do this, and do this, and do this, and this. A little bit wonky, but I think it works fine. I do like this park a lot. I think, yeah, this is working fine. It looks nice. Maybe we can put a little path, but I don't think so. I think this is fine as is. There. Let's not mess things up. And as you can see here, we have a lot of people walking on this pedestrian road. And we might, and I think we might want to do a bridge in between. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes, because people have to go all the way here. But that's what they have to do, right? Because we also don't have any public transportation going through here. So that is an issue, and we do need, we are gonna have a large, again, at least for now, we're gonna have a large bus route going from, continuing actually this purple line, line 8, all the way here.
A driving advisory has been
And
issued for the immediate
that's
area
also
with
a
poor
good
road conditions.
thing
Please
for now,
exercise
because we
caution
do
in
not
your
have
and try to stay off
the
streets until
we
conditions
do not have trains
This has been a
as
local
of right
public
now.
service announcement.
That's something that we do have to consider. And I think we're gonna have a a train station in here, another one in here, and another one wherever we at, another residential area in this place. Maybe we can, I think this is gonna be the perfect place. So let's put it in here too.
If you're thinking about hitting the street,
So it's
you
gonna
can
be
expect delays on the major roads, especially during
a
rush hour.
Good to know,
train
Jim.
station.
Seems like everyone is in a hurry to get somewhere fast. It's worth slowing
There you
down.
go.
And if you can, plan your trip outside.
And
Oh,
let's
I know. I'd rather
unlock
wait an
this
hour in
one.
traffic than to have to start thinking
It's gonna
about
be
it
fine.
all the time. Besides, if I did
And I
that,
think again
I'd
this is
never
gonna be
get anywhere.
great for the other
We're
train
live,
station.
and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic flow should return to normal. But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait a little while
Okay.
until everything clears up.
That's gonna
If
be
you're
great.
in
So at
the
least we
area,
have those
you already
things
know about it. No use waiting.
planned a little bit.
Meanwhile, expect
This is the area where we're gonna have our train depot. We had to redo all of this, but that's fine. And we do need to figure out where we're gonna put our cargo station, right? And to see where is it that we can deal with this, because we can actually try to do like a little harbor in here, so we can actually like open all this space and put a harbor in there and have this be connected basically there. And we also need our airport, again, train, airport, port, and we need more trams, more buses, maybe even subway. and we just need to keep expanding. And we have over 100,000 people, and that's a lot. I think that that's a really good number to have. We're making good money. We don't owe anything. Our taxes are fine, and we're importing a lot, sure, but that's to be expected because we don't have a lot of places where we can actually extract resources or produce resources in here. So that's our thing. But again, now we do know what we're gonna do, and I think for next one for sure we'll fix this intersection. I think this is a little bit messy, and we'll try to figure out how to fix it because I truly don't know. Now that we have this available, maybe we can try to move things around. And why is it disconnected? It's beyond me. So let's just connect this. There you go. But yeah, I think we need to reconfigure this one way or another, right? This is just a little bit too much. Maybe we do a roundabout and then maybe we run the highway on top. I think that would be the way to go. I think that's gonna work fine. And so I think we did great with our little German town. I'm gonna call it a German town, and I'm gonna say that this is our German town that maybe started it all, or the one that was across the original city. But now as you can see, it overlooks everything. It overlooks those really nice high density buildings. It overlooks the original square and the expansion square. But overall, I do think that we made this little German town work. Putting the flooring, the tiling works really, really well. The surface, it works really well. Maybe the color was not ideal on this side, but as you can see, they both look a little bit more realistic. And as opposed to just having green, because when you go to those cities, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of green, but that's not how things work. And maybe, sure, it might, but I do believe that this looks better than having something like this, right? And maybe that's something that we're gonna have to figure out later. We might want to redo this in order to make it look a little bit better, but we will see. Again, I do want to thank you for watching this video, liking it, and leaving your comments in the comment section. We created this really cool German town by the river, and we'll figure out what to do on our next episode pretty soon. So, thank you for watching, and stay safe.